Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Spokane Steve here with another game of 1966 Strat-O-Matic baseball. Got a humdinger today. The Washington Senators at Chicago White Sox. I jest, of course, but who knows? You never know when you're going to have a good game. Sometimes, well, you just never know. I was going to say sometimes games between two bad teams, but then I realized you can't really call Washington that, at least not yet. They're at 500. In fact, looking at the standings, 2-3, they're tied for 5th place with the Tigers. 9.5 back of Baltimore. The White Sox, on the other hand, 17-26. At this point in real life, they were 21-22 on their way to an 83-win season. I tell you what do you guys think? Watching this team, and they've played 43 games now, I see absolutely nothing here to make me think this team can win 83 games. I could be wrong. Time will tell. And you see they're going to start Jack LeMahieu today. His second start of the season. He's made 6 relief appearances. LeMahieu is 1-2 with a 4.60 ERA. Lefty Mike McCormick for Washington. He's had a good season. Don't let the 4-4 record fool you. McCormick with a 2.91 ERA, 10 starts, 2 complete games, and in 74 1/3 innings has surrendered just 57 hits. And let's check the chat and see who's popped in already. We got hello there, Ben. Hello, Franklin. Hi, Mike. And E. Rose, a name I don't remember. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Robbie Freeman is here. Helicopter crash in the Hudson River. Oh my God. That's awful, Robbie. God, for some reason that reminds me of the movie with Tom Hanks, based on a true story, right? I can't think of it. Somebody will help me out here. Holy crap, Ben. This is why I don't watch the news, but, well, no, that isn't why, actually. I don't watch the news because of all the drama and the political bullshit. I don't like to fly either, Ben. I will be flying in May, and maybe again in September. I'm starting to accept it more because the last time, I remember I took that road trip last year, September, October. That kicked my butt, let me tell you what. I ended up logging over 4,000 miles. And I still got shoulder problems that I think stemmed from that. I was on the, we'll get to the game soon. I wanted to touch base on a couple things today. Let me refresh my chat here. So what was the movie with Tom Hanks where he had to land the plane on the Hudson? Come on, we've all seen it. Somebody help me out. I was watching one of Jeffrey's games, and he was mentioning he was having trouble relaxing. And I thank you, gentlemen. There it is. Sully. Yeah, that's it. And I had mentioned to him to try transcendental meditation. So I'm going to tell you guys. Shortly after my mom passed on March the 1st, I learned TM on March the 9th. So I've been doing it for about a month now, and I find it really helps me to relax. And I'm also looking into getting psychological counseling, which I've been in psychotherapy before. It was a very rewarding experience. I was around 30 when I did it. I can honestly say it changed my life. So basically, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute today. I believe that getting your mind right is the key to all things. Okay? It all starts with your state of mind. And there is a lot of help out there for this. Don't be afraid to use it. And with that, I will get off my soapbox. So we've got our pitchers. LeMahieu, an interesting choice to start. Of course, being mostly a reliever, he's a 5-inning starter. Let's see how many games he actually did start that year. He made 17 starts for Chicago. This is just the second. But LeMahieu, good against righties, pretty poor against left-handers. McCormick, a little more balanced. Yeah, it's the state of confusion, right, Franklin? Which one, Ben? Psychotherapy or TM? Let's go ahead and give you, what are we going to give you? We're going to give you the Washington lineup. It is, isn't it? It really is, Ben. For Washington, Bob Savarin will lead off at second base. Ken McMullen is at third base. Jim King will be in right field. Valentine's sitting again, interestingly. He pinch hit in this game in real life. Frank Howard in left field in the familiar cleanup spot. Dick Nen is at first base. Don Locke at center field. Doug Camilli will do the catching and hit seventh. Eddie Brinkman's at short. And McCormick with a pretty good pitcher's hitting card in the 9 spot. So here's LeMahieu. It is a thing. Oh, yeah, a lot of different kinds of meditation. I started watching YouTube videos on all of these things, exploring not just TM, but other forms of meditation as well. And as far as the psychotherapy goes, Ben, I would say sometimes it's about finding the right fit. It's not that it doesn't work. It's more, I would say it's more likely that you had a professional that wasn't right for you. And hello to Bob Merrow. Welcome in, Bob. What is today? Thursday? Next thing I got to do is I have a treadmill here. I got to get back into the gym. There's no excuse not to. It's free with Medicare. It's not a cost issue. Oh, you've done a few of them. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say. Maybe it's not for everyone. Anyhow, let's play ball. LeMahieu's ready to work. Bob Savarin steps up to the plate. A switch hitter hitting left-handed. Savarin comes into the game at .255, 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. LeMahieu ready to work, and here's the first pitch. It's a 2-11 right-hander. It's a little two-hopper to second. Weiss gloves it and flips to Skowron for the first out. The White Sox have J.C. Martin catching today. Skowron, Weiss, Elia, and Buford are on the infield with A.G., Berry, and Robinson left to right in the outfield. Texas Huntsman. You know, I have a cousin in Tyler. What part are you? Are you anywhere close to Tyler? Now I feel like I've asked you this before. I probably have. Here's Ken McMullen. McMullen hitting .228. 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. LeMahieu gets the sign and comes in with a 5-9 righty. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Elia. Lee Elia, a 3E40 as he ranges into the hole. And here's the play on a 5. He makes a nice stop. Long throw just in time to nip McMullen at first. Nice play, Lee Elia. 6-3X. Yeah, these are both body and mind. I'm telling you what. I've been lackadaisical lately, but these things are proven depression killers. Here's Jim King at 265. Still leads the club in homers with 8 home runs in just 102 at-bats, and he's knocked in 23, which also leads the team in just 102 at-bats. Left-handed hitting outfielder. LeMabe winds and deals. 5-8 grounder to second base X. Weiss, a good second baseman. 2E12. Ranges to his left on a 15, scoops it up and flips it to Skowron to retire the side. So the White Sox flashing some leather in the first. 1-2-3 go the Senators, and after a half, it's Washington 0, Chicago coming to bat. Absolutely, Bob. In fact, a couple of games ago, we were discussing Lee Elia, and if you have not checked, it's on YouTube. You can check out the Lee Elia rant. It's hilarious. Yeah, right, Ben. I loved it. Even the players, I loved it back when the players would say what's on their mind instead of spouting all these cliches. The explaining of the cliche is best illustrated, I think, in the movie Bull Durham, when Crash Davis tells Nuke, "Let's work on your interview skills." How to say something while saying nothing at all. The White Sox will have Al Weiss in the leadoff spot. That's an interesting choice. Don Buford at third base. Tommy Agee is in left field today. Another one I can't get my head around is Agee in left and Barry in center as opposed to vice versa. Bill Skowron will hit cleanup and play first. Lee Elia, the shortstop, in the 5 spot. Floyd Robinson is in right. Ken Berry in center field. J.C. Martin behind the dish. And LeMabe, the pitcher, hits 9. So kind of a strange lineup for the White Sox. And again, you can see the real-life score of this game down here. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that one. Yeah, there you go, Ben. Now that is diplomacy. McCormick ready to work. Here's Weiss, the left-hander on the mound. Weiss will bat right-handed, of course. Weiss, a glove first player, just 11 for 66 so far. That's a 167 average. McCormick comes in there with a 410 right-handed. Hard smash to third. Buford gloves it and throws him out. I'm sorry. McMullen gloves it and throws him out. Wrong team. Okay, get in the game, Steve. Here's Don Buford now hitting .243, 3 home runs, 23 RBIs, batting right-handed. On a 2-7 lefty, he struck him out. Buford down on strikes. Tommy Agee will come to bat now. Agee at .243, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. McCormick into the windup, 2-6 left-handed. Slow roller to short. Eddie Brinkman comes in, scoops it, throws on the run, and just does nip the speedy Agee at first base. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for McCormick, and we're scoreless after an inning. Texas, my dad's family was Italian, and ditto. Pretty much the same. I'm laughing at Bob's comment. Got it on his phone. Okay, we go to the second inning. Frank Howard will start it off for Washington. Howard on the season, 293, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. LeMay into the windup. We got a 3-5 right-handed, and Howard strokes a line drive single into left. Howard reaches with the leadoff single, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Dick Nen. Here's Nen. Nen hitting just 195 on the year, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. LeMay checks the runner. Now from the stretch, delivers a 6-5 lefty. Fly ball to left field. Agee gliding over to it and puts it away. Agee, a Gold Glover in left or center. And of course, you probably know this already, but Tommy Agee was the American League Rookie of the Year in 1966. Don Lott comes to bat, his average at 230, 6 home runs, a dozen RBIs. LeMay with the pitch from the stretch, it's a 2-9, struck him out. First strikeout for LeMay. And here's Doug Camilli, the catcher. Camilli at 204, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Just his 17th game. He's 11 for 54. LeMay out of the stretch on a 5-5 righty. He hits a fly ball the other way to right. Robinson is there to make the catch, and that'll do it for the Senators in the second. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And we are still scoreless. You never do you, Texas? That's what I love the most about this chat, this group of guys. I started this streaming on a strictly trial basis, and I'll tell you what, you guys are the main reason. You hooked me, okay? I'm hooked on it now. I can't imagine not doing this. Bottom of the second we go. Here is Moose Skowron to start it off. He's hitting 244, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. No, Ben, nobody's on trial. McCormick into the windup. 4-7 righty, grounder to shortstop. Eddie Brinkman once again, and he fires it over to Nen for the out. Distracted here by some fuzz or cat hair, perhaps. Here's the shortstop, Lee Elia. Elia just started playing recently. This is just his 10th appearance. But he's 10 for 28. That's a 357 average. 10 for 28, 2 doubles and a triple. McCormick delivers a 4-9 right-handed. It's a liner towards short, and that is through into left field for a base hit. Now, Elia's hot-hitting ways continue, at least for the time being. No threat to run, and the batter will be Floyd Robinson. Robinson batting .301, 4 home runs, and a team-leading 25 RBIs. Left on left, McCormick out of the stretch. He throws a 3-8 in there. It's a ground ball back to McCormick. He goes down to Savarin for 1. To Nen, not in time. That'll be a 1-4 force. Elia erased, and Robinson at first, where he's a star 18 Steeler, so a good time to check in on the Senators' battery. We find McCormick with a -1 hold. Camilli a 0, so that makes Robinson a 17. He'll have to be held on at 15. And he's going to try to roll the 6. He rolls the 6, 1-15. There he goes. Camilli's throw down, he's stolen it. One thing we know about these White Sox, they love to run. And for Robinson, that's just his 3rd steal of the year. He's only been caught once. Mainly because he doesn't get the lead that often. Next pitch to Barry. 2-7 left-hander, and he bangs that into right field for a base hit. They're going to send Elia, and he will score on the RBI single by Barry. And Chicago takes a 1-0 lead here in the second. Barry with good speed. Star 14, he'll be held at 12. And here's the catcher, J.C. Martin. Martin, 13 for 44. That's a 295 average. He has 1 home run. Most of his damage, however, has come against right-handed pitching. He's facing a lefty today. The pitch from McCormick, a 1-11, grounder to second, routine for Savarin as he flips to Nan to retire the side. The White Sox get a run on 2 hits and leave 1. After 2 innings, they lead at 1-0. Whoops, whoops, thank you, Ben. Yes, indeed. Okay, you see how bad I'm just terrible. 2 batters later, I already forgot the force out. Yes, indeed. Robinson, not Elia, was on second. Right? Elia's doing so well. He gets a run scored, but he's not even on the bases. Man, he's having a season. And of course, when they told him that he's not credited with a run score, he immediately launched into a tirade. Here's LeMahieu now, his team up 1-0. Eddie Brinkman will lead it off for Washington. Brinkman hitting .264, 2 homers, 18 RBIs, 14 extra base hits for the little shortstop. LeMahieu into the windup, 6-10, hard smash to third. Buford gloves it and throws him out. Here's the pitcher, McCormick, a left-handed batter, 7 with N power. LeMahieu comes in with a 4-8. That's going to be a base hit, possibly 2, a double to 5, and he's going into second. The throw, McCormick legs out the double. How about that? McCormick, a good hitting pitcher, comes up big here with a 1-out double, tying run in scoring position. And back to the top of the order and Bob Savarin. Savarin 0 for 1 as LeMahieu stares in. The pitch to Bob is a 6-6 lefty, just outside, ball 4. And LeMahieu finds himself in a little jam here in the third. First and second, 1 out. Ken McMullen, the hitter. Left-handed hitting Jeff King on deck. LeMahieu checks the runners. Here's the pitch to McMullen. It's a 2-9 base hit into center field, an open single. McCormick, however, a slow runner. 10, Barry 11, +1 for Barry. So 11 to the plate, they will hold him up. Yeah, I very rarely take the extra base with a pitcher running. And welcome to Dan, and hello, Gerald. So what do we got here? Bases loaded, 1 out. Jim King coming to bat with Frank Howard on deck. And J.C. Martin coming out already for a little mound visit. LeMahieu has his glove covering his mouth. Now he's nodding. And Martin back behind the plate. Infield at double play depth. And boy, Texas, you are right. He needs a double play bad here. The pitch to King is a 1-3, pops him up right side, almost as good. And Weiss puts it away, 2 down. That's a big out. Still got to get past Frank Howard here now. White Sox lead at 1-0. Washington threatening in the third. Bases loaded, 2 out, and here's Big Frank, who singled his first time up. LeMahieu checks the runners. The windup and the pitch, 6-11. Fly ball center field playable. Ken Berry is there, and LeMahieu wiggles out of the jam. The Senators, no runs, 2 hits, and they leave the bases full. And the chance goes a-begging. Oh, God, I bet you do, Ben. Senators may regret that inning. That's the one they'll look back on for sure. LeMahieu will lead it off in the bottom of the third. McCormick with the pitch. That's a 5-4 right-handed catcher's card. That's going to be Camille. Camille, a 4-E4. And here's the result of that play. On a 3, it'll be a foul out to the catcher, 1 down. Back to the top of the order, and Al Weiss. Switch hitter hitting righty. McCormick into the windup. 2-3 lefty, bangs a base hit into right field, goes the other way with it. So the light hitting Weiss with a 1-out single. Let's check his speed. Star 15, not held at 14. He'll be held on at 12. And the batter will be Buford. Buford hitting right-handed. McCormick out of the stretch. 1-7 lefty. Hard smash to third. McMullen goes to Savarin for 1 to first. Not in time. That'll be a 5-4 force. Buford aboard now. Buford even faster than Weiss. 16 held at 14. And with 2 outs, he's going to try for the lead. 2 through 6 and 9. 9, he's got the lead. 1-14, there goes Buford. Camille's throw down, he's stolen it. Second stolen base for the Go-Go Sox. Let's check Buford now. That's his 15th stolen base of the year, and I think he now leads the league. Let's take a look. That puts him in a tie with Campaneris for the league lead. His teammate and the man coming to bat, Tommy Agee, in second place with 14 steals. McCormick pitching to Agee now. Runner at second, and here's the pitch. It's going to be a 1-5 left-handed. That ball is driven to deep left field. Howard going back. And that's off the wall for extra bases. Buford can walk home. Agee in standing with an RBI double, and it's 2-0 White Sox. Well on their way to achieving the real-life score. That'll bring up Skowron, who grounded to short his first time. McCormick gets the sign. Pitch to Skowron's a 5-7. Fly ball to center, playable. Don Locke ranging to his left and hauls it in to retire the side. White Sox get a run on 2 hits and leave a man. After 3 innings of play, White Sox lead at 2-0. I'm guessing that the Euchre event would be nationally televised. I hope so. Well, what am I saying? I have the baseball package anyway. Yes, Texas, both of these pitchers are playing with fire. Washington has not been able to break through yet, however. And Dick Nen will start off the fourth. Nen 0 for 1. LeMay into the windup. That's going to be a 1-6 right-handed. He hits a high fly ball to right field, a high pop fly, really. Robinson comes in, waits on it, and puts it away. Here's Locke, who struck out his first time up. LeMay into the windup. That's a 2-12 right-handed. Liner right into the glove of Buford at third. Oh, man, he drilled it, but right at the third baseman. And here's the catcher, Doug Camille. LeMay staring in to get the sign from Martin. Here's the pitch. 6-7 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Jack LeMay. It's a 1-2-3 inning. So far, so good for Jack LeMay. White Sox will have Elia, Robinson, and Berry. I've noticed that, Franklin. Yeah, it does look full. Did we ever find out what the capacity was? About 11,000, I think, right? Lee Elia starts off the bottom of the fourth. He singled his first time up. Mike McCormick into the windup. Here's the pitch to Elia. It's a 2-4 lefty. That's a ground ball to second base. And fielded by a diving Savarin, who throws to Nen for the out. On a 2-4, single to 8, he rolls the 10. Ground out to second baseman, 1 down, and here's Floyd Robinson. Robinson reached on a force, stole second, and came around to score his last time up. McCormick left on left with a 5-11. That's going to be a single to 13 as he hits it into right field, and he's got himself a base hit. So to recap there, 5'11 lefty rather, homer to 13. Robinson against lefties is a weak, and he'll settle for the long single. Held at 15, he's going to roll for the lead again. He needs the 6. Does not get it. And here's the next pitch to Ken Berry. On a 2-10 lefty, Berry ground ball single through into center field. Robinson rounding. 14 Locke, a minus 212. They're going to Berry's fast too. They're going to send him. Now the question is, what does Washington do? They're going to cut it off, keep Berry at first. Tempting to throw for him, but if they don't get him, this game could get out of hand. As it is, it's a 2-run game. Berry, not held at 14, will be held at 12. And McCormick trying to coax a ground ball out of J.C. Martin now. Infield at double play depth with the runner held. Here's the pitch to Martin. It's a 6-4 lefty. Grounder to shortstop X. That could be what the doctor ordered. Brinkman at 2E29. On an 8, it's the E range. The 5, however, on the 29, and it's going to be off of Brinkman's glove for an error, and a run will score. So we got the double play ball, but they were unable to turn it. And that makes it 3-0. For Brinkman, that's his 12th error of the season. LeMabe up now. He is a B bunter. They're going to pull it in. LeMabe squares to bunt as a C. It'll be a 9C. And little dribbler in front of the plate. Camille's on it, and he goes down to third and gets the force. Martin to second, LeMabe to first, and with 2 down, Al Weiss will come to the plate. McCormick pitching to Weiss. 4-5 righty. He lifts one the other way to right. Coming in is King, and he puts it away to retire the side. The White Sox get a run on 2 hits and leave a pair. Let's see now here. An unearned run charged to McCormick. 4 innings in the books. It's 3-0 White Sox as they're building a little fence down here. $12,000. Standing room for $20. Wow. That's a pretty good deal. I don't think I could stand that long. Well, Ben, I've been accused of fishing for trouble, but that's about as far as it goes. Here's Brinkman as we go to the 5th. Brinkman 0 for 1. LeMabe in his first potential fatigue inning. He's a 5. The windup down the pitch to Eddie is a 4-10 right-handed. Shallow fly to center field. Ken Berry coming on. And he's there to make the underhand catch for the out. Here's McCormick, a left-handed hitter. On a 4-8 left-handed. And it's another hit for McCormick. It could be 2. And he'll settle for the single this time. And look at that. 4 hits for the Senators in this game, and McCormick has 2 of them. That'll bring up Savarin 0 for 1 with a walk. Second hit off the pitcher, that's got him worried a little bit in the Chicago pen, and they're going to get somebody up. Left, right, left, huh? Bob Walker throwing down there. Here's Savarin now. LeMabe from the stretch. 3-11 right-handed. It's a ground to third base. Buford to Weiss for 1, and that's all they'll get. McCormick forced at second. Savarin at first with 2 outs, and the hitter will be Ken McMullen. LeMabe gets his sign. The pitch from the stretch is a 5-6 right-handed. Fly ball to left field, playable. Agee is right there. And that will do it in the 5th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. So LeMabe, in just his second start of the year, he's pitching a fine game. McCormick's been dodging traffic all day. It'll be Buford, Agee, and Skowron. Excuse me while I get a drink of water. Okay, that's better. Here's Buford 0 for 2, batting right-handed. McCormick, the windup and the pitch on a 4-2. Fly to center shallow. On comes Locke, still coming. Just does catch up with it to make the catch. That'll bring up Agee. He doubled in a run in the 3rd. The pitch from McCormick is a 6-8 right-handed. That looks like extra bases. Double to 17. And he's in there standing with his second double of the afternoon. Tommy Agee started to heat up of late. And the batter will be Skowron. McCormick checks the runner. The pitch to Skowron is a 5-9 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep left field. That's going to be trouble. Howard starts back, and it is gone. Home run Skowron, and the Sox open it up here in the fifth. On a 5-9 righty, he threw the 5. And for the Moose, his third home run of the season. That makes the score 5-0. As they get closer once again to the real-life score. McCormick is 6 for endurance. That's going to get somebody up in the Washington pen. That's going to be the right-hander Bob Humphreys throwing down there. And here's Lee Elia. McCormick into the windup, 6-6, line drive right at McMullen. Two down, and here's Floyd Robinson now. Robinson 1 for 2. McCormick into the windup, 6-9 left-handed, grounder down to first base, and then will take it himself. And that will do it in the fifth. But the Sox strike for 2 on a 2-run blast by Moose Skowron. After 5 innings complete, they lead at 5-0. Remember I said I looked at the real-life score and just kind of shook my head? Well, guess what? I was wrong again. What else is new? And LeMahieu sailing along. World's worst. Hello there. King, Howard, and Nen, the heart of the order here in the sixth. LeMahieu gets his sign. Here's the windup on the pitch to King on a 4-5. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Robinson back on the track makes the catch. And King gave it a ride. The park held it. And here's Frank Howard. Howard 1 for 2 as LeMahieu comes set and delivers a 1-3 right-handed just outside ball 4. Howard takes his base. Nen the hitter. Dick Nen 0 for 2. LeMahieu with the pitch from the stretch on a 2-8 right-handed. That's a grounder towards second. Single to 10. And he's got himself a single 1-star. Holding at second, not surprisingly, Frank Howard. Station to station for the big guy. And here's Locke. One more hitter walk will fatigue LeMahieu. Locker is ready. Unlike yesterday, I intend to let LeMahieu go for the shutout as long as he can hold it. Thank you, World's Worst. Yeah, I'm feeling good today. LeMahieu stares in now, gets the sign. Full windup, and the pitch to Don Locke is a 4-6. He pops him up on the left side. Elia waving his arms, and he will take it. 2 down now, and it's up to Camille. Camille 0 for 2. Flew to right in the second, struck out in the fourth. LeMahieu into the windup. Pitch to Camille's a 5-7 right-handed. Base hit into center field for Camille. That's an open single, but Howard's the runner. 8, 10, 11, trailing by 5. They're going to hold him. That does fatigue LeMahieu, however. But as I said, he's still pitching the shutout. And we're going to give him one more batter here. Eddie Brinkman, the light-hitting shortstop, having a good year, though. Brinkman came in at 264. 0 for 2 today. Runners take their lead. The pitch from LeMahieu, 5'8" righty, second base X. That's the slick fielding Weiss, 2E12. And here's the play on a 16. He's got it, throws him out, and LeMahieu wiggles out of another one. Oh my goodness. So a fatigued LeMahieu gets out of the inning, and the Senators leave the bases loaded for the second time this game. McCormick in his first endurance inning, and also due to lead off the 7th. So this will be it for McCormick. Bottom third of the order for the White Sox. Ken Berry, who's 2 for 2 on the day, will start things off. Berry came into the game hitting .300 in limited duty, 18 for 60. He's added 2 hits to that. McCormick into the windup on a 1-5. He grounds one towards second. That's going to be fielded by Savarin, who throws to Nen for the out. Here's the catcher, J.C. Martin. Left on left, McCormick delivers a 4-5. Fly to left field. Frank Howard waiting for it. And squeezes it for out number 2. LeMahieu, he's still got the shutout going. He's going to bat. 4-11 righty, and he bangs a single into left field. How about that? 3 pitcher hits today. 2 by McCormick, and now LeMahieu joins the party. And that'll get Al Weiss to the plate. Weiss made a very nice play to end the top of the inning. 1 for 3 at the plate today. McCormick out of the stretch. It's a 4-2 righty. Fly to center shallow. On comes Locke, and he's there. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 6 innings in the books. It's 5-0 White Sox. And in a very unusual move, we're going to let the fatigued LeMahieu try to go for the shutout. At least within reason. But first, Jobu needs a refill. Warm that up a little bit. Oh my goodness, what a day, what a day. Senators full of empty promises, exactly. Okay, LeMahieu. McCormick to start it off. The Senators will send up a hitter. For McCormick, 6 innings today. 9 hits. 5 runs, 4 earned. Did he walk anybody? No, he did not issue a walk. Struck out just 1. Bob Humphreys, who's been ready, will be coming on. And leading things off will be Fred Valentine. It does indeed, Mike. It does indeed. I'm probably overreacting to yesterday's game, right? Valentine's the leading hitter on this team at .310, 7 home runs, switch hitter batting lefty. LeMahieu comes in there with a .310 right-handed, and he flies it into left field. Tommy Agee is there and makes the catch for the out. What happens with the card is, where are the dots? The dots become 2-star singles. Savrin, a left-handed batter. LeMahieu into the windup. That's going to be a 3-9 right-handed. A grounder to first base. Skowron will take it himself. And it's 2 quick outs for LeMahieu. It has happened before. How many people have had that happen in a Strat-O-Matic game? A fatigued pitcher carried on and pitched the shutout. Hello there, Frank. Welcome aboard. McMullen, the batter now, as LeMahieu goes into the windup. That's going to be a 1-6 righty. Fly to center field playable. Ken Berry drifting back, and he's got it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the tiring LeMahieu. Ben, believe me, do I sound leery? I should, because I am. With a 5-run lead, there is some wiggle room. And in retrospect, I felt bad yesterday when I didn't let Lopez go for it tired. He was working on a shutout. That's probably the only time I've ever removed a pitcher pitching a shutout. Here, I'll refresh your memory. Most of you were here for it, though. Just yesterday, Lopez got into trouble here in the 7th, and I relieved him with 2 outs, 2 on. Rojas came on to retire the pinch hitter Northrup to end the inning. So Lopez finished with 6 2/3 scoreless. Shared player of the game honors with Joe Adcock, who hit a grand slam homer in the first. Now here's Humphreys now. Yeah, it's dangerous territory for sure, man. The goal here is to try to let him go for the shutout without letting it get out of hand. Bob Humphreys has been the Senators' best pitcher so far this year. No record, but 2 saves and a 1.57 ERA across 34 1/3 innings. And we're stretching, aren't we? See, I'm blowing it, Mike. Thank you. I'm so caught up in this LeMahieu business. Okay, let's take a stretch. Fire up the Mookie. I haven't seen him in a while, and that usually means one thing. He's probably in the bedroom. Oh yeah, I can see him now. See him? There's his silhouette there. What's up, Mookie? Boy, he's got these blinds all disheveled, doesn't he? Anything exciting out there? What are you looking at? I think he likes it too because it's warm. This is where the afternoon sun hits. Hey, buddy, what you doing? Can you hear him? I can hear him purring from here. One of these days I gotta buy some blackout curtains and hang them. Get rid of that blanket. That's been on my list for almost 2 years now, though. Yeah, April the 13th, 2023 is when I rented this place. I think I moved in on the 18th. Give him a canary, yeah. Yeah, he really loves that spot. That's what made me come back to the thought about the curtains. I just kind of let it go for a while, but now that I see he likes to be up there. Yeah, give him the bird. I already used my bird today, Ben. I was out driving, you know what I mean? Okay, Humphreys on, bottom of the 7th. White Sox up 5-0. Here's Buford to start things off. Humphreys gets the sign. Pitch to Buford is a 3-4 right-handed. He flies one the other way into left field, and Frank Howard makes the catch. That'll bring up Agee, a pair of doubles in this one. Humphreys gets his sign, the windup and the pitch on a 3-4. He lifts one to left field. Howard takes a couple steps back and pulls it in. Scouring to the plate. I'll tell you, if you hit 3 fly balls to Frank Howard in 1 inning, just saying. Scouring's 2-run homer, a big blow in this one. As Humphreys comes in with a 2-11 righty, and he hits him. Here's the roll. He will take his base. Skowron hit by the pitch, and the batter will be Lee Elliott. That's a damn fine cup of coffee. Elia 1 for 3. Humphreys from the stretch. It's a 6-11 right-hander. Grounder to third base. McMullen goes down to Saverin for the force, and they'll do it. Through 7, it's 5-0 Chicago. Let's take a look at their defense now. They did make one move in real life. We're at least going to do that. And that will probably be the only move. Skowron will exit in favor of Tommy McCraw at first base. Skowron apparently a little roughed up from that beaning. McCraw, a 2E16 and a fine base runner, 1-15. And hello, Joel. Joel points out in timely manner that LeMahieu had 3 complete games and 2 shutouts in 66. Rated 5 for endurance. He is already fatigued. as he comes out for the 8th. New precedent being set here for sure. King, Howard, and Nen, the heart of the order, due up. Taking off the jacket, down in the White Sox pen is right-hander Eddie Fisher. Okay. LeMahieu set, the pitch is a 1-8, and he loses in ball 4. Lead-off walk to King, and here's Frank Howard. World's Worst asks Hank Allen, for which team? You've lost me. I can't find any Hank Allen. Help me out there, World's Worst. It would appear we are frozen. Well, shit. Okay, I think we might be back. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I moved the dice, however. That's not appearing yet. What the hell is going on? Frank Howard due up. I'm not seeing it. I'm going to roll for Howard. You guys tell me what you see. LeMabe from the stretch. 6'9" right-handed. That is going to be banged in for a single. And it's a 2-star single. And here comes Stanky. So see, I lied. He's not going to be allowed to go for the shutout. They're going to go to Fisher. There we go. We are back now. Looks like we're good. Okay, a walk to King, a single to Howard, first and third, and Stanky's pulling LeMabe. 7 hits, no runs yet. So once again, see, I said it before, but I'll repeat myself in case we were spitting. I lied. That's as far as we're going to go with the fatigued LeMabe. So for the second day in a row, I technically remove a pitcher pitching a shutout. Something I hate to do, by the way. 3 walks for LeMabe. Just 2 strikeouts. Eddie Fisher will come on now. So the delay did not do any favors for Jack LeMabe. Runners at the corners, nobody out, and here's Nan, who's one. Run in the 8th. On 2 hits, they leave a man. And we seem to have... No, now it's spinning again. Unbelievable. It's a constant barrage of frickin' freezes. It's frickin' freezing here, Mr. Bigglesworth. Okay, bottom of the 8th, 5-1. Floyd Robinson to lead things off against Bob Humphreys, and we're spinning again. Yeah, it's going in and out for me as well. It's really choppy today. We're trying to get through the game. We're almost there. Humphreys the pitch to Floyd Robinson on a 5-8 lefty. Fly ball to straightaway center. Locke is there to put it away, and there's one down. Come on, phone, YouTube, whatever, grab a hold. Now what do we got? Nothing. Spinning again. Floyd Robinson, he's already batted. Ken Berry is the hitter with one down. My apologies, guys. Not much I can do here. I don't know how to... I don't think it's anything I'm doing. Humphreys gets the sign now. The pitch to Berry is going to be a 6-7 righty. It's a grounder to second base X. That's Saverin. Saverin a 424, and here's the play on a 13. He makes a fine play and throws him out. Two down, and here's the catcher, J.C. Martin. Humphreys into the windup. 1-7 righty, lazy fly ball to center. Locke is there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Humphreys. That completes 8 innings. Hopefully we can have smooth sailing here for another half inning. 5-1 White Sox as we go to the 9th. Eddie Fisher's back out there. Brinkman, the pitcher's spot, and Saverin due for Washington. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Sorry about the technical snafus here. Here's Brinkman, 0 for 3. Fisher gets the sign now from Martin. Here's the pitch on the 2-8 right-handed grounder back to Fisher. He knocks it down, picks it up, and tosses it to McCraw for the out. And now now the Senators will send up a pinch hitter against Fisher. Hamlin or Blasingame? It's going to be Blasingame. Here's Blasingame now, left-handed hitter. On the season, he's hitting .229, no home runs. Fisher into the windup. That's a 5-3 left-handed. That is a single to 11. Fly ball into right field. That's a base hit for Blasingame. He's a weak versus righties. So Blasingame reaches. One away, and Saverin will be the hitter. Saverin 0 for 3 with a walk today. Fisher pitching out of the stretch. It's a 2-8 right-handed. That's a base hit into right field. They're going to wave Blasingame to third. And Washington will not go away. They've got runners on the corners and one out. They trail by 4. Ken McMullen, the hitter. King on deck. Infield at double play depth as Fisher delivers. 3-7 righty, single on a 1. Line drive speared by Buford. He goes to the bag, but Blasingame's back in there. Just in time. And now the Senators down to their last out. It will be the right fielder, Jim King. Runners at the corners. Fisher gets the sign. The pitch to King. 5-12 righty. Grounder to the pitcher X. Nothing for certain here. Fisher a 4, E42. It's a 9. It's a 6 on a 42, and that's going to be an error on Fisher, and a run will score. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Frank Howard. Yeah, you know, sometimes stuff just happens, Dan. First and second, 2 down, 5-2 White Sox. Frank Howard represents the tying run at the plate. Ann Martin's headed out to the mound. They're going to have a little discussion here as how they're going to pitch to Howard. And now we're ready to go. Fisher gets the sign. The pitch to Frank Howard is a 2-7 right-handed. He struck him out. And that's the ball game. Five to 2, the final score. I'll have the wrap up in a minute. LeMahieu, the winning pitcher, he's 2-2. I don't believe there's a save there. He came in at 5-0. Nope. Humphreys, 2 innings of work. He hit a batter. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. White Sox win it with 5 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. Senators just 2 runs on 10 hits, and man, do they leave a lot of runners on base. That reminds me, yesterday's game, I did not have it right. At the time, I did not credit Rojas for the save. He did get a save for that, his first of the year. And if you could look back on it, you can see why, because he came in bases loaded, so the tying run was on deck when he entered the game. Fisher, not the same situation. I think so. LeMahieu for the player of the game. Heck, he fatigued right here. Pitched another inning and a third plus. Tired. He gutted it out for his team. No, we were trying to get him the shutout. It didn't work out, but they did win the game. LeMahieu's the player of the game and the winning pitcher. The loss goes to McCormick, who drops to 4-5. And let's take a peek ahead on the computer tells me, Dan, when I enter the game manually, I'm like, whoops, he got a save. Missed that one. Tomorrow it's the Chicago Cubs at the Cincinnati Reds. Dick Ellsworth and Milt Pappas, the starting pitchers. That'll be the usual time, 1:30/4:30. Thanks everybody for watching, and especially for putting up with all the technical crap today. I'm going to get something to eat, so I want to wish you guys all a very pleasant good evening, and hopefully you'll come back and join me tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Take care.